U.S. labor statistics tell us that the typical person will work 12 jobs in their lifetime. What about their compensation? That's what we're going to talk about today. Hello again, everyone. I'm Eli's dad with Project Eli, where we educate, lead, and inspire. And I want to talk to you today about compensation because, hey, you're going to work between 12 and 13 jobs if you're a typical American, and compensation is one of the things you go to work for, isn't it? Well, isn't it? Okay, let's talk about compensation. First of all, what kinds of compensation are there? Well, there's salary, there's hourly wages, sales commission, tips, stock options, bonuses, incentive pay, other variable pay, benefits like health care, paid leave, and non-monetary compensation like recognition and mail, so on and so forth. These are the things that the typical person thinks about when they are applying for a job and they accept a position, and rightly so. I mean, you know, you have to put food on the table, you have to live, you know, you want to make money. But let me tell you something. As somebody that is, let's not say an old man, let's say a seasoned veteran. I prefer to myself as seasoned. Okay, as a seasoned person, do you want to know what the most important compensation is? The most important compensation is what you learn on each individual job. You know, in the old days, and I mention this because we talk about this all the time. The things, when you speak to the people that are the super successful achievers, they're all going to tell you pretty much the same thing, which is the reason that I was able to go from here to here is because of the things that I didn't learn in school. These are things that I learned from other people with experience. Street smarts, another way of saying it. You know, you have to have that foundational, you know, educational level. You know, you have to know that 2 and 2 is 4. You have to know how to spell. You have to know how to read. You have to know those things. All right, and as society progresses, as we become more technical, the knowledge that is important for you to possess becomes greater and greater and greater. But, you know, in the old days, they had a pretty good system for teaching people. Because you remember, you know, back in the 1700s, 1800s, they didn't have, you know, public schools all over the place. They had some private schools, but, you know, so what was a person? A person, what did they call them? A trainee, a learner, a probationer, a novice, a mentee. These are all terms that we use for people that are learning. So what exactly is an apprentice? An apprentice is a person who is learning a trade from a skilled employer, having agreed to work for a fixed period at low wages. I want to share something with you right now. I've worked at least 12 jobs in my lifetime. I can't even remember. That's probably about the right number. 12 sounds about right. The point is, the ones that you remember, the ones that you take away the most from, are the ones where you learned the most. Constantly on this channel, I'm speaking about the likes of Mort Mutnick, my first mentor. I speak about Dan Less, another one of my mentors. Bob Anderson, my major mentor. Jeff Waspy, another business mentor. These are all people that I worked for, and the things that I remember from them are not the remuneration, which means the money that I earned from them, but what I remember the most are the things that I learned that helped me progress to the next level. Same thing is true as a teacher, as a coach. I mean, you think about it, as a teacher, you start off, you take some education courses. Then you have, you know, you're a helping teacher. Then you work with a teacher and you take over the classroom, and then you become a teacher, and then you become that person. You have that identity. Same thing is true in coaching. First I was a player. Then as a player, I wanted to work as a coach, okay? I worked with a gentleman that was a coach when I was on the West Coast, and then learned from him. And then there was a new coach, and I worked with him. And then there was another coach, and I worked with him. I mean, all of the different people, and you get something from each of the different people that you work with. Here's the point I'm trying to make. Right now, a lot of people out there are looking for employment. A lot of people are looking for a career. They don't know exactly what they want to do. They don't know exactly what they want to become. That's fine. One of the things when you are applying for a job that you want to make sure is that there are ways that you can advance in the company. Does that make sense? The things that you can learn that are going to help you to improve your skill set. Finding a mentor within the company, finding something that you want to do, finding someone that does it at a very high level, and you learn from them. You learn the little nuances, the tricks of the trade. That is so key. In my life, that was the number one factor. I speak about with reverence the 2-month period that I lived in Bob Anderson's house. And what I learned there wasn't just about business. It was about life. It was about the way a 5%er thinks. These are the skills, these are the tools that you want to acquire in your lifetime. So I mention this right now because many people are starting out. And they're starting out because their old job isn't there anymore because of the pandemic, or they're starting out because they're younger people, or sometimes people just want to get a fresh start and get into a new career. The point is, in addition to the amount of money that you're going to be paid, a much more important factor that you don't realize right now, because I know food on the table, that's critical, food on the table, but put yourself in a position where you can say, where am I going to learn the most? That ultimately is going to put me in the position where I can become a great achiever in life. These are the people that you want to work with. This is the most important compensation that you can acquire, is learning from someone that is skilled in a particular area that you want to pursue. Specialize. Find that person. Suck out all the information you can from them. Learn their attitudes. Learn their whys and becauses. Learn all of the little tricks of the trade. From a compensation perspective, in the 12 jobs that you're going to learn, the ones that you remember at the end, and I'm pretty much at the end, are the ones where you learned the most, that put you in a position to advance. So when you're thinking about compensation, think about what it is that's going to advance you further. Think about what it is, how you can learn, and put that a little bit above the money that you're going to be earning. Because if you're on the first job or the third job or the fifth job, understand that there are going to be more that follow if you're the typical American. And because we're never going to end a meeting on a philosophical note, let's get compensated correctly, get out there and charge! I'm Eli's dad.